Okay, here we are with game 2. We have Timo Dusel facing off against the current our 2023 world champ Hayes Hunter. Hayes playing
Timo
Revenge of the
on.
Sith Maul. Timo playing Zero Hour.
This
Timo
should be an
going.
interesting game.
Timo starting battle plan combo Walkling and Phoenix Squadron assignments. At this point, we all should know that Hayes is going with you cannot hide forever and mobilization points, Jabba's Haven, and security precautions. And it looks like Hayes grabs Boba Fett and ship, something special.
Yep.
Oh no, he grabs the
Switches
Forlom.
it up to Forlom with the double back. I'm sure
Yeah,
he has in hand.
grabs Rendeley
And
and something special planned for them. So
so
he's
he's
going to
just
probably
going to
put
stack
the
mode points right away,
yeah.
which I think is good. Like against Zero Hour, you want multiple stackers, you want multiple grabbers.
Oh yeah,
So
100%. And
getting
but
the something special, you know,
now I think if you're Timo though, I think you might have want to consider to grab the don't do that again shield to cancel mobilization points so you can't get the grabber.
mm,
But I also think that you're
maybe.
happy with him ditching it because you want your Jedi with the full defense value.
Honestly, I think that's immaterial. By the time Hayes wants to start battling and swinging at the Jedi, his destiny are going to be so good it doesn't matter.
Well, the other thing is like Ahsoka and now the new Sabine are both immune to permanent weapons. Hayes only plays permanent weapons.
Yeah, but Kanan's not.
No,
So,
but
and his whole lack of eyesight thing means he can't dodge nothing. So Hayes is going to hit him.
I don't know. Timo might subtract from his stuff.
Possible. So this will be an interesting match. I think this on paper, if memory serves, our resident Zero Hour players who we've talked about have said Zero Hour is marginally advantaged.
I'll agree.
But play skill makes a huge difference here. And honestly, like Timo versus Hayes is
It's good.
that's great players. Like
Oh
there's
yeah,
no, this isn't like me versus Hayes where it's like, all right, well, you're marginally advantaged on the deck and you're horribly disadvantaged on play skill. So good luck. Like this is.
yeah.
I say that as my last game against Hayes, I won, so I'm good with this right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say like honestly, I mean, Timo's probably the best Zero Hour player out there.
I
Like
agree.
he's been playing it for a long time now. So if anybody knows how to play Zero Hour, it's Timo.
And Hayes is
But then again, Hayes knows this
making
deck.
yeah, Hayes is just fine. I'll drop Forlom.
Yeah.
I'll get my stuff going. I got my activation going.
Yep. Get
And
some
Timo's gonna on turn one just go, pull a bunch of activation and
probably past turn.
say go. So
Surprised to see no Nalhada yet.
might not have been in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be the only reason not to deploy it.
True.
Because once you put out Rendeley, you're saying, okay, well, we're going to be spreading in space. So at that point, you might as well deploy Nalhada, which tells me it probably wasn't in his reserve.
Yeah.
And didn't get to see his hand, but the little bits I saw didn't show me a system, although he just drew his last card, so he figures he's not grabbing anything this turn.
Well, no, he can. He can.
Oh, yeah, he's got the something special.
Yeah, he's got something
I was going to
special.
say, because the This Is Our Rebellion can get real bad.
There's a lot of cards. Like you said, there's a lot of cards in this matchup
Yeah.
that you're going to want to grab if you're the dark side
This
player.
is our
This is our
rebellion.
rebellion.
Path,
Dodge, path,
or not path, dodge.
dodge, narrow escape if he's
Yeah.
playing it. Barrier.
I want to say I think Hayes might be playing last door controls.
And that's right. Like
There's
Timo plays a.
there's some fancy stuff in there.
Oh, Timo plays a really weird and interesting Zero Hour, and I love it.
Yeah, there's some. He's got some fancy pants stuff going on in there, and I like it. So, assume he's pulling a sight first,
Yep.
and there's Ezra's Roost. I think.
Yep, that's Ezra's Roost.
Yep.
Ezra deploys -1 there, and he is fully immune to attrition. There's Mandalore.
And Hayes organizing things by parsec number, as it should be.
Yeah.
So Timo only pulling one site and nothing else. I think he's just going to draw here.
Well, that's all he can pull is the one site. He doesn't play. He's not playing Insurrection.
There's the This Is Our Rebellion.
Yep. And Hayes will grab it.
Yep, this getting stacked. So Timo gets to look at two and pick one.
Not sure if Hayes or if Timo plays it, but another card to grab that you might want to see is the Ascension Guns. That's a card that some 0-hour players like to play because once their opponent occupies, you can just start doing crazy stuff with Ascension Guns.
Yeah.
Unlike This Is Our Rebellion, where you have to shuffle your deck afterwards, Ascension Guns you don't.
Yeah, Ascension Guns is just play a 6, take the worst of the two destinies or the more useful card, and know exactly what you're drawing next.
Yep. As we see, Timo grabs This Is My Ship.
Are we going to see him? I don't think we're going to see him play it right away because he's shuffling. So
yeah. Well, you can't. Yeah, it's deploy.
Yeah. So. Well, I think he is playing it right away. Yeah.
Are we still on Timo's turn?
Yeah, no, we're definitely still in Timo's turn.
Oh, okay.
Timo just put a couple things down and.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Hayes does not run a lot of.
Hayes doesn't run a lot of space, and we saw he grabbed Forlom instead of Boba.
Yeah.
But that feels at least a little risky for Timo.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Hera doesn't draw against he's got to be sitting on a barrier.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Hera won't draw against Boba.
She doesn't draw against anybody by herself unless it's an Imperial.
Yeah. And I'd say she doesn't draw against Zuckuss, but nobody draws against Zuckuss, so whatever.
No. And yeah, I had that happen in a key moment against one of my opponents at Worlds. But if you want to learn more about that, I hopefully tomorrow will be doing my video tournament report.
And those are going to be on the forums, right? The StarWarsCCG.org?
No, that's going to be me doing it live as a video.
Oh, on Twitch? Nice.
On Twitch.
Well, then you'll have to post a link on the forums eventually. That's still, I know Slack gets used a lot as far as communicating about the game, but the forums are still a great place. The front page, there's still lots of info there.
Yep, as we see Timo grabs. Don't do that again. Do not.
Virtual shield, so that's going to throw me off. But yep, his do not and his grabber. So, and Hayes just, all right, I activated a bunch. I'll use Forlom.
Yep, there's the Droid Workshop.
There's Lord Maul to Ezra's Roost. And Hayes says, yep, I'm going to have to come after you, so let's just start now.
I don't hate it because that kind of forces Timo into a position where he has to block that site to even think about flipping.
Oh, no, I think that's I think it's the right play from Hayes.
I agree.
And I think it's exactly the start you want both ways. I'm a little surprised Hayes didn't pay extra and drop him at the 3-1 and just really try and threaten. So, but
you got to think that Timo's going to come down with something to try and block that drain.
Yeah, but putting him where Ezra is fully immune to attrition.
But he's not fully immune to weapons.
Yeah, but there's other cards that make the weapons not happen.
Yeah.
And Ezra against Maul says Maul dies to attrition versus putting him at the 3-1 where Timo is more likely to have to come at him with a Jedi where he might have some immunity.
Yeah.
That's a...
Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to go down.
But Hayes is also playing the longer game as well, and while I want those cards in hand.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. And Timo skips draining. He's got battle order. He's starting battle plan, order, so... There's no point in paying to drain. Paying 3 to drain for 1 is,
Bad.
we've talked about it, almost never the right answer. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, Timo, I think, is trying to decide if he wants to go for the hard, quick flip, or he wants to draw a few more, wait another turn. Like, I see he's got the Sabine in hand. The
Yeah, but
Sabine who's
Sabine's not
immune to
that
weapons.
necessarily that good against Maul.
Sabine who's immune to weapons is pretty good against Maul.
Well, the reason I'm saying she's not that good is because she only has 4 immunity less than 3.
You're fine with that.
Yep, there's
You're
the
willing to make that trade. There's the grappling hook to make Hayes' barriers lost,
and
which
there's
is good.
Kanan. Sabine down to Tarkin Town. Again,
Right.
still does not flip Timo because
Because he needs to not. Yeah, he
that
needs
would
to
flip
not control.
Timo.
That'll flip. And that's a good card to have. He's immune to Maul's
That's the right
weapon.
card to have there.
He shuts down Maul's ad,
And there's the barrier.
although he does give Maul that immunity. Like,
No.
Maul is now fully immune. Yeah.
No.
Phantom Menace.
It's not on the. Oh, it is. Is it?
It is on table. Yeah, it's right next to the object. It's right next to the
Oh,
epic event.
okay. Now, what's interesting is that blocks the drain, and then during the deploy phase, Timo can just move Ahsoka to Sabine's location.
Yep. And that'll be interesting if he decides to go that route. I wouldn't hate that
I would.
for Timo.
Like,
Yeah.
you're blocking. You block the drain. You
Yeah,
get
you
her
block
out
the
of
drain and-
dodge.
Save the battle. Why not?
Yeah. Like, Ahsoka is just such a good character right now. And honestly, I think she might be a little too powerful for in 0 Hour.
Oh, she's really good. She's
But
really good.
I think you kind of need
everything.
it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
0 Hour's in a bad spot.
Yeah, if you don't have that ability to do that with her, I think you have to just, fine, I'm going to give up that drain of 3, but he's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do.
Yeah.
There's
But yeah.
another site pulled by Hayes.
Yep.
So Hayes can now activate his entire deck whenever the heck he pleases.
Yep. There's Ultimatum.
And Timo drops Ultimatum, which is fine. Like, you're not draining right now anyways.
No, I mean that's the right play. You're making Hayes have this, and until Hayes comes down with something like, you have no reason to move Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like, Hayes isn't battling alone Ahsoka.
No.
Not with just Maul, because if you're Timo, you're just like, fine, I'll either subtract from your battle destiny and make it 0, or I'll add a bunch to mine and start causing you to peel cards. Like, right now, he's effectively down 2 power, because Maul's +1 is canceled by Ahsoka's -1.
Yep.
And he can add 3 to any destiny. Like, that's a bad spot for Hayes to.
Well, you can't add 3
Start a
to
battle.
you can't add 3 to your weapon destinies.
You can add 3 to your battle destiny, though, which at that point means you're now up 1 power.
Yeah.
Or you can decide to just turn Hayes into a 0, at which point you're. Or drop
It would be
Hayes to the point
it would be
where it's-
minuscule. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's not killing Ahsoka, and then you're up in power, and you're still. Hayes has got to have an answer here.
Yeah.
But I expect he does. And let's see, so.
Hondo going
Hayes
to
says Hondo, which will get him Boba.
yeah.
That it looks like if it's at the bottom, he put Boba down last turn. And he says Boba to Rendalee. I'm a little surprised he didn't send Boba at Hera. I mean, you're probably getting or you might be getting a barrier.
Yeah. No, you send him to Mandalore, which is a drain of 2.
Yeah, and that's where he's sending him to Mandalore instead. So, and we'll see Timo throw out another shield here. Throws out aim high to stop or at least force him to pay for the Jabba's Haven.
Yeah. Jabba's
Retrieval
Haven,
when he
First
wants to get
Strike,
back.
Erica.
Yeah. So See 6 counted out. That sort of sounds like a Sidious.
Yeah, maybe.
Could well be. Where's he going with him, though?
Yeah, Hayes
He's
is not
checking
going to be able
the.
to flip Timo back right now.
Yeah, I mean, not without battling. Like, and there's
Okay,
Sidious,
Sidious. And
and
there's
now we
Ahsoka
see
running away.
the Soka move, and Hayes. I don't think knew that was happening. Knew that could happen.
Yeah.
So that's a. And yep,
And Sabine is a Padawan.
Hayes is displeased about that. So
Yeah, no, Timo's in a really good spot right now because he's going to be doing, as it stands, he's going to drain for 5.
and we see the always two there are, which gives him the ability to just reset a destiny
Mm-hmm.
after Timo monkeys with it, which is real good for him. But yeah, Timo's in a pretty fine spot here.
But on the reverse, Hayes is also in a fine spot because he's doing 5 points of damage as well.
Yeah, I mean it's close right now, but Hayes is doing 5, but he has to avoid getting curb stomped, and
Yeah.
Timo's in a much better position right now.
Yeah, and I like
And I
him
like the
moving.
Maul move there. Like suddenly now the drain's only 3,
Yeah.
and Kanan's Kanan's great in a lot of things, but he's kind of a liability because
Oh, Maul strikes.
oh,
Let's
that
go.
was unexpected. All right, and up Timo's got the Jedi's resilience,
But,
which is cute, but it just gets the Maul strike break back into hand.
and he can do it right again.
Yeah,
Yep.
I almost think he might have grabbed the Maul strike. So we see
Oh.
3 and 1, holy cow, and
And
3 and 5. So Maul's gonna die to his own strikes.
wait, is that a 3 and a 5? I thought it was a 3 and a 3.
Is it a 3? Is I thought Jedi's.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a 3
Jedi
and a
Mind
3.
Trick is 3 and 3. All right, so it's still.
Still Maul.
What are we missing here? Why are they going back on his reserve deck? Like Maul should be. Oh, he's
Subtract 1.
3 and saying subtract 1. All right,
Timo. I
and
think this is the
Timo
card you
grabbing
grab for
that right
Timo.
away. That's one of them. Yeah, but Timo's got 2 grabbers as well because he's got the grappling hook.
Yeah. So it's a 2.
So it's a 2. And figuring out the order should that. I
Yeah.
think that's where it should be because it hadn't resolved.
And a
2 and a
3.
3. So he
Making
resets the
2.
3 to a 2.
So it's
So then
4.
they
So it's a
tie.
tie.
Okay.
And if you're Timo, you are happy about that because one,
Oh, you're ecstatic about that if you're Timo.
you don't lose your cane, and two, you make Hayes burn his always two there are on his own card.
Yeah. Timo's ecstatic about that. That went as
Yeah,
well as it could have
yeah,
possibly gone for
that
Timo.
was miserable for Hayes.
Yeah. That went as well as it could have for Timo. And the fact that he now still has the Jedi's resilience for the next Maul strikes is great.
But again, it doesn't do anything.
Well, it screws up Hayes' tracking.
No.
It does because if Hayes draws the destiny, then he can't redraw the destiny right away.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
it saves you that turn where Hayes is going for kind of the blowout with it, and he can't get it. And I think we're seeing a count. Did Hayes use 4 llama already or not?
yeah. I don't remember seeing it,
I
but
don't believe he did. That was the Walker, and yep, there's the 2 Destiny. I don't believe he did 4 yet. Looks like he had a 7 right underneath that, though. We saw as he grabbed the Phantom Menace. Was the card he drew just with the 4.
that's rough.
So, I mean, he kind of went live by the sword, die by the sword. Because honestly, Timo only drawing 2 3s is a little low for him as well. Like
Yeah.
if either one of those is a 5, Hayes is dead in the water.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I mean, I guess if it's a 5, he can reset it to 2 right
And,
away.
and again, here's
Like,
the other thing. Ahsoka can move in front of Sidious right here too.
yep, because he can move to a Dark
Yep.
Jedi.
Yeah.
And there
As
went
we
a
see,
Masterful and a Maul off the top.
as we see
And
Hayes taking some damage to the drains.
I got to think Timo knows that as well. So I think we're going to see. It looks like he's got an EPP Luke in hand to start rolling after guys.
But EPP Luke doesn't do anything against Sidious.
He swings at him
Uh, no, he doesn't.
unless you exempt him,
There you
and
go.
then you got to deal with whoever else he puts down as well.
Yeah.
So
But what I'm saying is, you move a Sabine or Ahsoka over in front of Sidious, and you battle, and that's where you add because you're probably going to be immune.
yeah, I mean, if you move Ahsoka over, you're immune and you're plus in power
Yeah.
because they're the same in power. Ahsoka's subtracting 1, and then you're using your objective to either add or subtract 3 more. Like
Oh,
Sidious alone is
and
not
then
good
what you
there.
could do is you could leave Ahsoka there, and then on Hayes' turn, you move Ahsoka in front of Maul
There's Cassian
or
up
some
in
shenanigans like that. I don't know.
space. What do we? Hmm. Like you don't necessarily want to move Kanan away. You got to figure out something to do with Maul because if
It's
you
only a
just
drain
leave
of
him
2.
there, that's bad. Yeah, I guess with ultimatum you're fine.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, okay, whatever. But I think you gotta see he's deploying. So I think he's deploying EPP Luke here. Or is he gonna go? Oh nope, never mind.
Yoda.
Force Master Yoda, who doesn't get the +3 to power
Did you
because
just say
he's
Force Master Yoda?
yes, Yoda, Master of the Force.
Force Master Yoda. Okay, I'm gonna have to use that from now on.
All right, I'm sorry, my 30-year-old or 20-year-old slang is new to you, but he's been Force Master Yoda forever.
Hey, I have never heard that before. Ahsoka does move over. He does. Yeah, he doesn't
Maybe
get the
it's
power
not a
bonus,
Pittsburgh thing. You know,
but
that's. And I think Timo says, "All right, well, we're going to start a battle here. You can't exclude
yep.
either of my guys. I'm up a few in power. I'm basically immune to anything you can do.
Ultra's a
There's a
5.
5 for Battle Destiny. I think he just says I'm going to stick with that and
Yep.
subtract from, and that's Sidious should cover. So he's at 5, 10, 13 to 5. Sidious
Yep.
forfeits for 8. Yep. So he just Sidious off the top. I think you got to move Kanan away. Like, I don't see any
I don't think you
benefit in
do.
blocking.
I
don't
really
love
don't think
that
you do
drain.
now.
The thing is, if you don't, I guess you could move Ahsoka over with him, but now you're getting into ping. All right, uses Yoda over.
Yeah, like
I mean, you're risking the starting to, now he's going to hit Kanan, cause a ping with
well, so he can
revenge,
subtract from the swing.
which then means he probably kills one of them to attrition and still
Yeah,
causes the ping with revenge.
you're still fine. Oh, the ping. I mean, I don't think the ping matters.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm not sure I wouldn't have just said fine. You can have Maul can have his drain of 2 wherever he's at, and I'm just going to move around everything else.
Yeah,
And honestly, you're like Maul can have his drain of 2 for the moment, and you start playing with getting Ahsoka so she can block the drain and then move away.
yeah.
And that's kind of where you're at right now. So Hayes is kind of in decision time. Like he's going to get a drain of 1 off here. He'll drain for 1 with Hondo, and all right. And actually, if Hayes starts this battle, Yoda does get that +3 to power. So now you're Yeah, I don't think you want to do that. And there goes Han chewing the Falcon. You say, ooh, I'm not sure he's not okay with that. Oh, Sniper and Dark Strike's a
Yeah.
solid one. Now, does he have a deflection or something? Doesn't look like it.
No.
And I saw five. I saw two.
Yep.
So yeah,
Who did he send
submit.
lost?
He didn't hit anybody apparently. Wow,
Hey,
Hayes
Hayes
is.
his destiny is not working for him today.
Yeah, this is not what I expected to see when watching Hayes. Is failing draws. Like Hayes's deck is built and
Okay,
designed to
there's
not fail draws.
Kylo,
I okay.
who's again cute.
Like now you're just gonna move Ahsoka over there and be like, all right, well you can't swing at either of my.
Honestly, no, no, you're fine. Hayes only has 2 destiny left.
Doesn't matter. You still move Ahsoka over to. Now you definitely do with Applik.
Yeah.
But you're like, fine, you draw your 2 destiny, I'll subtract from one of them. Like worst case scenario, you lose Sabine and then drop your Ezra, retrieve Sabine, go back to town.
Yeah. As we see, Timo's taking his time on that. Oh,
Timo's neighboring?
yeah.
Okay.
Timo and I
Neighboring
we talked about this.
Sabine to
Timo,
Jabba's palace. Ooh. For 6.
5.
Which
So,
5.
Such against the 5.
He did have the 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
So,
so it goes
yep.
Destiny,
Destiny,
pay.
pay,
No,
then the car.
neighboring goes at the end. Yeah, it's the Destiny, then you pay. All right. And why is neighboring lost? Oh, canceled neighboring with Dark Time combo. Okay. Which at that point means
Well,
Sabine has to go back as well.
yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, that was good for Hayes. Like some of this other stuff wasn't great, but that was good for him to, Sabine could be in a mildly uncomfortable position there. And there's the first strike. And there we see canceling the
Cancels
transmission
Phantom
terminated to
Menace.
cancel Fana, which is really good.
Yeah.
Like that stops Hayes from. Although I think if Hayes is battling, I think he's just battling to get Sabine and drawing those 2 battle destiny.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like I don't think you would be battling against Maul. That's really just a preemptive for next time. And I think I would have liked to see him save that transmission terminated so he could just get it back to cancel Phantom a second time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Hayes can still deploy it here.
Well, Hayes can deploy it, but also like if you wait till Hayes' turn, you go cancel Phantom, battle, retrieve with first strike, that transmission terminated.
Yeah.
And instead you give Hayes back to 7. Now you lose Anakin off the top, which actually isn't bad. Like losing that 1 is you're okay with that. And there's
Yep.
4
Hayes draws a 4 and a 7.
and a 7.
Timo draws a
Timo draws a 4, which he's going to make a 7, which is
11.
yeah. To Hayes's 11 plus his power of 11. So Timo's down 7-ish force, I think, after
Yeah.
losing, and Hayes loses
Kylo.
Kylo, and that's it.
2, 3.
3. Yeah,
4. 5.
5. Yep. So he's down 5. That's about right. And Hayes is now going to do some moving away things. I don't think first strike.
I was going to say
way.
first strike doesn't move like that.
And that flips Timo
Now,
back, which
yeah,
is bad. Like It's going to make it harder for Timo to come back here.
Yeah, Timo's not unless Timo has another ship here. He's not going to be able to flip back.
Yeah. I will say, I think the Nabram play was a really high reward play. Like, I think if that Nabram had hit and worked, Timo's in a really good position.
Yeah,
But with it failing, I think he gave Hayes an opening.
yeah. Hayes having both Dark Time V and Dark Time combo there, pretty good.
Yeah, like the fact that Nabram failing, like I think if he would have just said, "Okay, fine, I'm going to move Ahsoka instead," he's got a better he's in a better long game position.
I agree. But if you know
Like
Timo,
if you
he
just
doesn't
move,
care.
yeah, Timo's going to go. Timo YOLO's
It looks like
that
Hayes
play
is going to put
occasionally.
Aplak. Okay, he moves Aplak. Okay.
So Hayes has got no force saved, which I don't think is a huge deal right
No.
now.
I mean, he
So
can't play barrier. That's the only thing.
yeah, but his barriers are lost with grappling hook anyways. So
Mm-hmm.
let me see, drains a 1-1 here, which is fine. Like if from Hayes' perspective, that's an ideal. Like, all right, fine, drain me for 2, knock yourself out. Let me see, Ice Heart and P59 peeled off the top.
Mm-hmm. Timo taking a look at his
And Timo
destinies. 4, 5, and
5-4-1.
1.
Those aren't great, and he doesn't have enough force to go crazy here right
No.
now. Like
That
I
losing the 5 there really hurt.
that Nabron play going the way it did hurt him badly. Although we did
Yeah.
see a little bit of Hayes' hand and saw there was a sense in there as well. So like that Nabron play was not going to work. But I think it was like I said, I think it was a high risk play that had the potential of being a good reward, but
Mm-hmm.
withdrawing, and honestly, it's also the fact that he drew the 5. If he draws
Yeah.
anything other than a 5, he can still move Sabine over, and losing it isn't a big deal.
True,
Like, so
but
that
Hayes
hurt
having
him
the
a little bit as
canceller
well.
was huge.
Yeah.
And it looks like Timo does have a ship in his hand.
Okay. Is it something that's got a pilot to it as well, or is it?
I don't think so.
So they just went Unita to get back Sabine. Like, does he need? I don't think he needs a ship right now. I don't think he's starting a battle this turn. So you go Sabine somewhere, and yeah, he grabs a card with Kanan. I thought Kanan was only salmon-related locations.
No.
Kanan's anywhere? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that would be. I would have grabbed it to read the same way Hayes just did. So, all right, and now the Ascension guns. Timo looks at 2 and takes the Luke with saber in hand. I'm just assuming if you saw that one, that's the one you take.
Yeah.
And there it goes. And
Well, the problem is he's only got 3 cards left in his reserve deck.
there's Chopper. He's only got 2 left in his reserve, so he's not
Yeah,
swinging. So there's Chopper, who's Chopper's going to cancel the
Game text.
game text, so now he doesn't draw, and Hayes just says, "All right, you win."
Yep. So, oof.
That's that was
Not how I expected that game to end.
no, but it makes sense. Like that was Timo said, "All right, this is my out," because he was behind, and it's a can I get the game-ending beatdown?
Well, that's what I'm saying is I did not expect the game-ending beatdown like that.
0 Hour really does it. Like Chopper makes that happen occasionally with those.
I mean,
draws,
to
if
be
not
fair,
able to
Chopper
otherwise, guys.
is the biggest war criminal out there in Star Wars.
So that was. I didn't expect the game to end that way, but I'm not necessarily shocked it did.
Yeah.
That's a game that definitely has the ability to. 0 Hour's a deck that has the ability to do that. It's it just didn't happen on Lothal, but it still was a. This is the way to end this.
Yep.
So congrats to Timo on the victory.
Okay.
And we will see what happens in game 3.